You probably said it before, or at least thought it. Maybe in a conversation that got awkward fast. Maybe sitting in a service that felt more like a performance review than anything real. Someone brings up Jesus and something in you goes, okay, but why does this still matter? It's not a faithless question, that's an honest one. Marcus was 23, philosophy student, working weekends at his uncle's shop to cover rent. That's where he met Dre. Grease under his fingernails, a worn New Testament sitting between the socket wrenches. It was a slow Tuesday heat pressing down a box fan, moving the air without cooling it. Marcus finally said what he'd been holding for 3 weeks. Can I ask you something without you trying to convert me? Dre laughed without looking up. I'm not in the converting business, ask away. Jesus, Marcus said, why him? Every culture has teachers, every era has prophets. Why is this one man still the center of everything? Dre set down his wrench, thought about it. Didn't rush, didn't perform. He looked at that transmission like it had something to say. Ever have something break, he finally said. And somebody just handed you a manual, told you, here's the steps, figure it out. Yeah. How'd that feel? Lonely, like they couldn't be bothered. Right now, think about every religion, every philosophy you've studied. What's the basic move they all make? They give you a system, a path, a way to climb towards something better. A manual, they hand you the manual and say, good luck climbing. And Jesus is different because Dre looked at him then, not like he was about to win something, like he was about to say something that still surprised him after all these years of knowing it. Because he didn't just send a manual, he showed up. The one who wrote the whole thing, put on skin, walked into the mess and said, I'll take what you owe. The Bible was always pointing to this moment. Every page, every promise, every prophet, it was never just a rule book. It was always a rescue plan. Marcus was quiet. The fan hummed. A car passed outside. That's either the most beautiful thing I've ever heard, he said slowly, or the craziest. Dre smiled, picked up his coffee. Yeah, those are basically your only 2 options. Every other figure in history pointed somewhere. Follow this path, obey these laws, achieve this state. The arrow always points up and the weight of that climb sits entirely on you. Then Jesus looks at his disciples and says something that should have gotten him dismissed entirely. I am the way, the truth, the life. Not, I will show you, not, I have found it. I am. Either that's the most audacious lie in human history, or it's the most important sentence ever spoken. He said it on his way to a cross, knowing full well what was coming. The God who made everything looked at the gap between who we are and who we were made to be. And instead of handing us a longer ladder, he became the bridge. That's not religion. That's a rescue. You know, sometimes this whole thing feels too big to hold. The idea that you actually came, that you didn't just leave instructions and hope for the best. I don't want to carry Jesus around like a cultural accessory. I want to know what it means that you showed up, that the distance between me and you, all the ways I've failed, wandered, pretended I had it figured out, you already crossed it. So today I'm not climbing, I'm just stopping. And if you're sitting with this right now, I want to ask you something honest. When you think about God, does it feel more like a performance review or a conversation? Where did that picture come from? Is there an area of your life where you're still trying to earn your way with God, with others, even with yourself? What would it look like to let that go? What would actually change if you did? And here's the one that cuts deepest. If Jesus really is who he claimed to be, what's the one thing about your daily life that would have to change? What's keeping you from letting it? Find 15 quiet minutes today. Just you and John 14, verses 1 through 14. Read it slowly like it was written specifically for you. When you're done, write down one sentence about what you actually felt, not what you're supposed to feel, what you actually felt. That honest sentence is the beginning of a real conversation with God, and that conversation might just change everything. What's the big deal about Jesus? Maybe he's exactly who he says he is.
Everybody's got an opinion, everybody's got a take. Some say it's just a story, some say he's the reason they wake. But I've been asking this question, and I can't let it go. He never wrote a book himself, never led an army into war, never traveled very far from home, yet the world still can't ignore history split in two because of him. Every calendar we keep, 2,000 years and still his name is the one that cuts the deepest. I've heard the arguments, I've read the history, but something keeps pulling me back to this one mystery. What's the big deal about Jesus? Why does everybody know his name? What's the big deal about Jesus? 2,000 years and nothing's been the same. Every other name is faded, every other grave stay closed. So what's the big deal about Jesus? Maybe he's exactly who he says he is. Every teacher, every prophet said follow what I show, but this carpenter looked different, said I am the way, not just the road. He didn't hand us rules and leave us, didn't point us to a shelf. The Bible was always building to this God coming down in himself. I've heard the arguments, I've read the history, but something keeps pulling me back to this one mystery. could have stayed where everything was perfect. He could have watched us from a distance, safe and sound. But what kind of love leaves the throne of heaven just to find the ones who couldn't find their way out? He came down. He came down. He came down for us. Every religion ever written hands you a ladder and says climb. Jesus looked at the ladder, looked at you and said, I'll go instead. The Bible was always the story pointing here. Every promise, every page that's not religion, that's a rescue. What's the big deal about Jesus? That's why everybody knows his name. That's the big deal about Jesus. He walked out of that grave and broke the chains. Every other name has faded. Every other grave stay closed. That's the big deal about Jesus. He's exactly who he says he is. Still asking the question, still finding the answer. He came down for you.